I'm Batman, and as you can see, I'm having a little bit of a wardrobe crisis. I need a new cowl. There are many people who could be up for the task of helping me rebuild my outfit. So many, in fact, that I'm kind of stressed out by all the choices. So I'm just gonna have the Bat computer pick from a random list of candidates. Around and round the bat symbol goes. Where it lands, nobody... Who the heck is that? I don't know, but I know better than to second guess the Bat computer, so here we go. I've hidden myself in a doorway, looking out on a landing, frequently used by my target. Oh, here he comes. Emmett!
Darn that haunted garbage disposal.
What?
Well, I guess I know who I'm gonna call. Oh, hey, Batman. What?
It is I, and I need your help.
Wow, really? Okay, what can I do?
First things first, look at my cowl and tell me what you feel.
Makes me want to laugh and cry. At the same time.
That's exactly my problem. We've had an unexpected crime spike, but Alfred and Lucius have gone on vacation, and I am very unprepared.
How often do Alfred and Lucius go on vacation together?
They didn't go together. Alfred thought it was about time that I did the schedule keeping myself. First month in, and I've accidentally coordinated their days off. And now with both Al and Lou gone, there's no one to pick up my bat dry cleaning. I've been finding so much crime, I've gone through bat suits like toilet paper. And now I'm stuck with the one that looks like I made it when I was 12.
Why does it look like that?
Because I did make it when I was 12.
It was the day my parents died.
Mom? Dad? No! What am I going to do?
Man.
That's not quite how I've heard it told.
Well, that's the truth. It's just not quite as flashy as flying pearls. Anyway, while I'm like this, no bad guy's gonna take me seriously. So I need you.
To make you a new mask?
A new cowl.
Are you sure it's a cowl?
It's a cowl.
Okay, but a cowl is like a medieval hood thingy, so you'll have to excuse me if I don't quite see the connection.
If Batman says it's a cowl, then it's a cowl. And I'm Batman, so it's a cowl.
Okay, fine, it's a cowl.
So now you know your mission. It's a mission to make stuff.
Hey!
Holy guano!
That's my thing!
I really gotta lay off the bat pills.
Oh, come on, older Emmett, can't you share? Sharing is fun! Okay, fine. But just this once. Don't make me sick my non-linear lawyer on your bet, but... He's just kidding. If he has a lawyer, I'm sure he's completely linear.
Okay. So we have a deal.
Okay.
Shake on it. Good, good. Well, better leave you to it. You've got some work to do. If you could just turn around.
I want to see where this goes.
I'm having a hard time here. It would mean a lot if you would just comply.
Okay, fine.
Psych!
Okay. Alright, so. Batman mask. I've built up sort of the shape that I want, and I guess there's not really much else to do now besides the old aluminum foil and duct tape trick to get a pattern off of it. I'm suspecting that I'm probably going to end up making two sort of variations. I shouldn't second guess myself before I've even tried the first time around. I'm just a little concerned since I've had a little trouble in the past getting helmets that need to be very form-fitting to, well, fit. They usually work best when you can leave some wiggle room, such as something like this. I made this off of a template from Punished Props Academy, and I assume that they made it purposefully a little big in order to have kind of a one-size-fits-all situation, because my head is fairly big. I mean, it's probably not the biggest. I know my brothers have bigger heads than I, but they also have more like even faces. My issue is that my head kind of sticks out like on the side, like I'm pear-shaped. So like if I want something to kind of be form-fitted around my jaw, there's a lot more room for it to get up around up here. This was one of the first attempts that I made at like a really skin-tight helmet. I did end up having to like tear it a little bit in the back here so that it can stretch, and I got a haircut recently. If I have a full head of hair, this will not fit. And this is just a custom superhero helmet that I made to experiment with. I cannot move a single muscle in my brow because this is so tight. Okay, technically I can move a muscle. Actually, this isn't quite as bad as I remembered it, but like I said, my hair is much shorter than it usually is right now. Uh-oh. And all of that is why I have built up so much around the face in order to not impress upon my own face. I'm primarily going to be working with this 5mm foam, which isn't, now that I'm looking at it, that's not too thick. I was worried at first that like it would look funny if I made this out of thicker foam. That was my main concern. So yeah, again, like I said, I don't want to worry too much beforehand. I'll make it with this, and then if that doesn't work, I'll make it with craft foam and just build it up layer by layer. My goal with this is that I would maybe get it all in one go, and that the shape of the cowl would be already designed in. We'll see if that works out. As for the actual design of the cowl, normally Batman's cowl looks pretty seamless. And it's easy to do that when it's like a cartoon or a video game. In live action, I assume they make the cowls out of like rubber, so that way you can stretch around your head. I'm not really gonna be able to do that. Plus, even if I was gonna try and really fit it seamlessly, that'd be a lot of work to cover up the seams because I'm making this out of multiple pieces of foam. So, I'm going to look to versions of Batman's cowl that have seams on purpose. The problem is though, some of those I'm not actually as crazy about. Like, I thought about going with more of an Arkham Knight look at one point, but if I'm making like my own personal cowl, I don't know if I'd want to go in that direction. I'm personally not that crazy about the kind of over-designed, machine-manufactured look for Batman. I like him to look a little rougher, I guess. That being said, there is one set of images that I think works really well from a practical point of view, and that is these concept art pieces from when Ben Affleck was still attached to the Batman. And overall, like, I'm not that crazy about the suit that is seen in these concept art pieces. That's kind of an example of what I said about like the over-designed tactical look. I like the regular Ben Affleck suit because of how simple it is. But then, like, when he gets his tactical suit in Justice League or those concept art pictures, I don't know. It's not quite as appealing to me. That being said, the way this cowl is divided into sections with 3 pieces, the sort of front visor going to the back of the head, and the sides being attached, going around the bottom, and then the jaw, I definitely want to copy the function of that, because that way I won't have to hide the seam lines as much, because there will be seams purposely in the cowl, and then that may even give me some flexibility, because I could put elastic behind the seams and leave them loose enough that they can kind of stretch apart. That's the plan anyway. I won't know for sure until I just start building. So I drew out my pattern onto the duct tape, cut out each piece, then copied those patterns onto some cardstock, and then copied the cardstock patterns onto some foam. The cardstock step is mostly just so you have a version of the pattern that won't wiggle and flex like the duct tape will, and that way you can like flip it over on one side or the other and it'll be consistent. I did try to do registry marks, which are supposed to help line up all the pieces. Eyeing some of the pieces, I don't think the registry marks really line up, which is how it's always gone for me in the past. Those are supposed to help you line up the edges, but what if the marks themselves don't line up? I've never quite gotten that right, but I'm still gonna follow them for the most part, just to try and eliminate as much of the human error as I can. But I'm predicting I'll end up eyeballing it a lot as well. And yeah, and I was all gearing up to start putting the pieces together when I realized that the can of contact cement I had was really old and gummy. So I had to wait till the weekend was over so that I could buy more. Now I can get started putting all the pieces together.
Okay, this is the right location. So come on, where are you, Bane?
I'm right here.
What's this about, huh? You want a rematch?
Have a little patience, Batman. Soon, all will be revealed.
What happened to your mask?
No, I don't know. What happened to yours?
No!
You walked right into that one.
Is this why we're here? Is this really why you brought me here tonight?
Yeah, pretty much. Come on, Batman. Don't be such a spoil sport. Stop brooding. You took it better when I broke your back. Batman? Oh, Batman.
I decided to forego kind of keeping them all in separate sections, and I put the top half together just to make sure that it was fitting. And it kind of is. Like, I haven't glued the back yet, but yeah. It's possible I may have built up the face a little too much. I mean, I wanted it to be a little roomy, but like this is pretty out there. But I think I can work with it. I think I just need to cut apart certain seams and then kind of re-glue them back together. Like, I'm gonna separate the brow piece from the nose piece, maybe try to put a groove on the inside of the brow, and bend that in a little more, because I actually did that on the sides here. I put a groove in there and bent those so that they're curved a little more already when I put them together. And then I think I'm gonna cut the nose piece out as a separate thing and then re-glue the cheeks in so that they're a little more curved. It's not too bad. There's certain things that I still need to fine tune with my mannequin head. It's hard to know exactly where my eyes and my ears are gonna be based off of that. I think I need to make the ears slightly bigger and like lower that down a little bit because the bottoms of my lobes are sticking out of the helmet. It's a process. I don't actually know whether it would have taken more or less work to just start from scratch with a new template. Because I did figure it out eventually, but it took a lot of tinkering and adjusting and removing pieces. I made a whole new nose piece from scratch to fill in where I cut the other one out. I cut out a section of the ears so that I could make new ear flaps that would have a little more room. When I had more room around the ears, I also attached the jaw piece with some elastic. It isn't exactly how I was envisioning it, but I think it's working out so far. I'm still figuring out what I want to do with the neck, because I don't want to make it any more closed up around the head because I already am having trouble getting it on. So I'm trying to figure out, like, do I want to put on another piece? I think I'm not going to put anything else on until I get like some fabric covering it. I had an idea for like a fabric pattern that would kind of half cover my neck and could maybe be snapped onto a front piece, but I'm still kind of finding some parts for that, so I'll figure it out. That's kind of the next step of the process. Plus, I want to do something else with the ears. Are they ears or are they horns? I don't know. Let's say ears. Like, I was planning on those kind of being extended. Just haven't gotten there yet. Because there's a little gap here. Because I figured I wouldn't really be able to make the horns all with one pattern, so I left a gap there so that I could glue another piece in there and bulk them up. And considering that this is basically my first cowl in like years, doesn't look too bad. So I couldn't really help myself. It's like an itch I need to scratch. When I start trying to visualize something but I can't quite tell how it's gonna look until I put it all together, I just have to end up putting it together. So I did put some cloth on. When I get to painting the actual cowl, I'll just cover this up with masking tape. I think it's a little funny that I was just commenting that I'm not that crazy about the more over-designed batsuit look, and then this is turning out unexpectedly similar to The Dark Knight, which is an example of what I would consider kind of over-designed. But I mean, it has to look like this. It serves a function. I wanted the neck to be flexible. I thought about having foam pieces here, but that just ended up seeming like it would make it too rigid. So having these fabric chunks glued down on the bottom and attached with elastic, attached with elastic. It looks pretty good, but more importantly, it can stretch and bend and move around a little bit. But yeah, in order for the jaw to continue its function of popping up over the cheekbones so that I can put it on, that's all I can really attach to the jaw, because I don't want to restrict its stretchiness. And that, just in and of itself, was kind of a happy accident anyway, because I originally wanted the whole thing to kind of be on elastic, so that like the back part could pull apart too, and you kind of had two joints to play around with and have some wiggle room, but it wasn't really holding together with that much space open, so the jaw is really the main thing that can be left loose. And I wasn't planning on it to like pop over the cheekbones like that, but that's really effective for taking it on and off. That's like the only way I'd be able to get this on and off, if I pop that up. Kind of, here, I'll demonstrate. I think that's working so far. Obviously, I have the front covered, now I need to cover the back of the neck, and that will only really be able to attach onto the back of the head for the same reasons that I can't really attach it up front, because I need the jaw to be able to unhinge. But that still leaves a little bit of space here where you can see my earlobes. So I think I will put some fabric in between here, but I'm gonna use some more of this like gator fabric, and I'm going to attach it while the jaw is already pulled forward. That way it's just kind of loose behind everything, because then I'm gonna be putting more fabric over that. Because this stuff isn't really the easiest to work with because it's so thin and stretchy. That's why I wanted to use it, because it's thin and stretchy. But the fact that it's so thin and stretchy makes it kind of hard to cut and hold straight. So it keeps kind of getting lopsided. That's why, like, at this point, I glued on extra, and then I glued on all the other pieces, and then I just trimmed it off, because that's the only way to get it in a consistent shape. Otherwise, it just stretches and wobbles. And once I get to doing the fabric on the back of the head, it's going to be attached here, but then it's going to extend out and have some, I have some snaps. These little magnetic, like, purse clasps, kind of, that I'm planning on, like, putting two on each side there and there, so that you can separate the two pieces and fit your head through.
Hello.
It is I, the Riddler.
What do you want? Wait, you're still in Arkham, right?
Oh yes, I'm right where you left me. I'm just calling with your daily riddle.
Okay, hit me.
Who is a superhero without a proper mask? Batman? Hello, Batman, are you there? Oh, have I done it? Have I, the Riddler, finally stumped the Batman with my stunningly massive intellect? I have, haven't I? No, I knew I would do it. I knew I would outsmart you. And just for kicks, here's a bonus riddle. How did the Riddler outsmart the Bat? The answer is simple. Because I'm awesome and you're not. Ah, but enough gloating. I have 15,000 more Riddler trophies for you to find.
Well, this is getting more complicated than I had hoped. I was going to say that I'm pretty much done with this stage of the process. But after some deliberation, I have decided that I don't like this back neck piece. I think if I was making a full costume, I would definitely leave the cowl just the cowl and build up the neck armor off the shoulders. That way, like, that'll stay fixed while you move your head, and only the cowl will move when you move your head. In this arrangement, you move your head, the whole neck turns. And I don't think there's really anything I can do to fix that because of the clasps on the side. Those need to stay fixed where they are which means there will never really be that much flex. But I put on this really thick back piece when I thought there was going to be thick back pieces on the sides too, and that didn't pan out. And then when I did this extra foam underneath it to just kind of fill in the gap, I actually kind of like the way that looks, and it's a lot more flexible because it's A, more pieces, and B, thinner foam. So yeah. So much for that. That is the last major adjustment that I'm gonna let myself make. And after that, I'll really be able to get into more kind of personalization, because I'm planning on sculpting out some more details with some foam clay. So once the cowl is evenly coated in flat black primer, you could stop there. It's technically good enough, but I'm me. I gotta weather it. The plan is to keep it simple though. All I'm gonna do is dry brush some light metallic white to bring out some of that texture that I put down, give it some highlights. Then I'll do just one dark wash with kind of some muddy oil-based paint to bring some of those highlights down, and then just kind of give it a little bit of a crusty look around some of the edges. I think if I really like scrub it in and wipe it off, like that should like make it look grimy, but not make it look noticeably dirty, because we don't want Batman's cowl to be dirty. We just want it a little worn. But first, I have a little something I want to show you. I can't wait anymore. You see, I actually wanted to practice before I made a legit cowl, so I made this. I'm in a cheeky mood at the moment, so I'm going to present Batman with this cowl just to joke around with him a little bit.
That's a good one. Oh, where are my manners? I forgot to introduce myself. Hi. 5? No? No high 5? Low 5? Slide me some skin. Come on.
Well, that happened. Okay, that should work. Now, how do I summon Batman?
You don't. Batman summons you. But since we're both here already, you got a cowl for me?
I do indeed. It's right here.
And when you ask 'em, how much should we give? Who's gonna answer?
I'm just kidding. This is the real one.
Oh, thank goodness. Give it to me. Oh, that's good. That feels great. I can see the world in a whole new light. Oh my god. What is that?
Oh, yeah! I solved your Joker problem.
You killed him. Why?
I mean, he's the Joker. Came in here acting all creepy, doing Joker stuff. Heck, he wanted high five. I can see the buzzer in his fingers. I'm not letting him touch me.
You can't just kill people.
Even when he's the Joker and he wants a high five?
Not even then. Batman doesn't kill. That's the rule.
Well, I'm not you.
You don't understand. I'm responsible for all of Gotham. I'm the hero they deserve. I have a reputation.
I don't know, man. He wanted a high five. I still think I did you a favor.
How many times do I have to say this? There's always another way.
Well, how many times do I have to say this? He wanted a high five. What would you have done?
I would have just left him hanging.